Welcome to my video of the Everest Base Camp trek. Today I will share with you my experience of the Everest Base Camp trek starting from Katmandu downtown all the way up to the Everest Base Camp that you are seeing here. After we landed in Katmandu, we had 2 buffer days which we used to roam around the Katmandu downtown that you are seeing here. This is a place called as the Darbar, where you can see some olden art from the Nepal history. You will see old architecture, old temples that were built hundreds of years ago. So these are the pictures of the palaces where the kings and queens of Nepal used to live. Nepal is mostly Hindu country, so you can see people from Hindu culture doing pujas and other religious activities around this area. These are some of the ancient buildings and the building architecture of Nepal. They are mostly made out of terracotta bricks and wood from around the area, and you can see here a lot of restoration activities going on with the help from the Nepalese government and the governments from the surrounding countries of Nepal. So this place is called as the Swayambhu Nath Temple. Here you can see a lot of old Buddhist religious sculptures mingled with a lot of Hindu religious sculptures as well. So these are called the stupas. This place is a wonderful place to visit. There is a lot of shopping to do here and a lot of sightseeing to do here as well. So these are called as the stupas, carved out of granite, and as you can see here, they are very immaculate in their work, and they have a lot of religious significance to the local people. One of the street names of this area is called the Monkey Temple. As you can see, a lot of monkeys in the background. You can see a lot of great architecture, art in this area. So without having to say, a lot of tourists visit here every year, and this is a really wonderful place to visit. At the end of the 2 buffer days, we finished up shopping and we had some good local food, and finally it was time to start our much awaited trek starting from Katmandu downtown to the Everest Base Camp. We packed in some food. This is our day 1. We started at around 2:30 a.m. in the morning, and we were en route to a place called as Ramachep. So this is the picture of our hiking party. We were 8 of us, 4 from Charlotte, 3 from Seattle, 1 from the Dallas area. We took ground transportation, a van basically, to drive from Katmandu to a place called as the Ramachep Airport. When we finally arrived at the Ramachep Airport, after 5 to 6 hours of driving, we saw a big backlog of tourists and other hikers waiting to board the planes that will take them to a place called as Lukla, from where they will start their hikes. We finally realized that we were not going to fly out that day. We had our lunch for the day, and we decided to stay in Ramachep for the night. Our tour guides arranged a beautiful place, a resort town, for us to stay for the night, where we did a little bit of sightseeing and some walking. We took some beautiful pictures there, as you can see here. And then we finally decided to call in the night early so that we can start back up the next day morning and go to the Ramachep Airport and catch our first flight out of Ramachep. So this is day 2 at 4 a.m. bright and early with our cup of joe. We were ready to go to the airport to fly out of Ramachep. So at the airport, we were treated with a beautiful sight of the planes waiting for us to lift out of Ramachep, and we were all ready and excited finally to fly out of the Ramachep Airport. So this is us in the flight, boarded, ready to fly out. This was a very short flight, 30 minutes at max, in the middle of which you will start seeing the beautiful snow-capped mountains of the Himalayas. Here you can see the snow-covered peaks and the small little towns along the sides of these mountains, and the snow melting and accumulating in the valley, flowing down as beautiful rivers at the bottom of these valleys. At around 8 a.m., we reached a place called as Lukla, which is our trailhead, from where we will start our hike by foot to the Everest base camp. We had our breakfast at the Lukla Tourist Lodge. If I remember right, almost all of us had puri and masala. We were not sure what we would get on the trail other than dal bhat. So we enjoyed good breakfast and finally ready to head out for the hike. Here you can see us in our flying colors before we start the hike. As we headed out from the lodge, we went through the town of Lukla, where you will see a lot of shopping, local food, even some good bakeries. You will come across the statues of Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, the first explorers to have summited Mount Everest in early 1950s. So we were at the end of the town of Lukla. We go through this Pasang Lamu gate, where we will get the hiker's pass, and we finally start our trek into the mountainsides of the Himalayas. We were greeted with rain on our first day, as you can see here in our ponchos. But the rain thankfully subsided, and the rest of our trek all the way to the base camp was fairly dry. The first day of our hike was from Lukla to a place called as Phakding, where we will stay for the night. And it was mostly downhill and fairly easy if you don't consider the rain and the hail and the storms that we encountered.
CSK hikers.
CSK hikers.
As we were going to cross that suspension bridge, we encountered our first herd of chupke, which are basically Nepalese cows that transport goods across Nepalese Himalayan region. A little bit of rest, tea and snack along the way to Phakding.
End of first day of hike. We are at Phakding. Guys, smile for the camera. End of first day of hike.
Thank you.
All right. We're in Phakding.
Phakding. Phakding. So end of first day of hike.
Hello.
So this is Phakding. So first stop to our ultimate destination, EBC, Everest Base Camp. And this is the town we are going into. Our guest house at Phakding. This is where we're going to stay tonight. We reached Phakding, our first post on the way to EBC. It was a rainy, wet day, but we made it through.
In Phakding, we got the first sneak peek quite literally of the scenery that we were going to encounter during our hike. But the light was fading fast and we were all tired. So we decided to have our yearly dinner and hit the bed so we can wake up next day morning fresh for our hike to Namche Bazaar. Subscribe to my channel for more videos of my hiking trip to base camp.